Batyushka, little father. It was how the peasantry viewed them, as stern parents. Everyone around her said Rasputin was a mere peasant himself. Perhaps so, but he alone could relieve Alexei's suffering. This peasant from Siberia, with his tangled beard, stinking body, and long greasy hair, was heaven's emissary. "God has refused to listen to my prayers, Father. He has forsaken me. My faith is in you." "I am nothing, merely the instrument through which God acts. I do nothing." Rasputin pointed skyward. "He does it all." Tears sprang in her eyes, and she slumped from the chair in shame. Her hair was unkempt, the once beautiful face sallow and wizened from years of worry. Her eyes ached from crying. She hoped no one entered the room. Only with the Staryets could she openly express herself as a woman and mother. She started to cry and wrapped her arms around his legs, her cheeks pressed tight to clothes that stank of horses and mud. "Mama, this solves nothing. God wants your devotion, not your tears. He is not impressed with emotion. He demands faith, the kind of faith that never doubts." She felt Rasputin tremble. She released her hold and stared up. His face had gone blank. His eyes rolled to the top of his head. A shiver quaked through him. His legs went limp, and he crumpled to the floor. "What is it?" she asked. He did not reply. She grabbed him by his shirt and shook him. "Speak to me, Staryets!" Slowly, he opened his eyes. "I see heaps, masses of corpses, several grand dukes and hundreds of counts. The Neva will be all red with blood." "What do you mean, Father?" "A vision, Mama. It has come again. Do you realize before long I shall die in terrible agony?" He grabbed her arms and pulled her close. Fear filled his face, but he wasn't really looking at her. He was focused far off, beyond her. "I shall leave this life before the new year. Remember, Mama, if I be killed by common assassins, the Tsar has nothing to fear. He will remain on his throne with nothing to fear for your children. They will reign for hundreds of years. But, Mama, if I am murdered by boyars, their hands will remain soiled by my blood for 25 years. They will leave Russia. Brother will rise against brother, and they will kill each other in hate. Then there will be no nobles in the country." She was frightened. "Father, why are you speaking like this?" His eyes came back from beyond and focused on her. "If one of the Tsar's relatives carries out my murder, none of your family will live more than 2 years. They will all be killed by the Russian people. Be concerned for your salvation, and tell your relatives I paid for them with my life." "Father, this is nonsense." "It is a vision, and I have had it more than once. The night is dark with the suffering that is before us. I shall not see it. My hour is near, but though it is bitter, I do not fear it." He started to tremble again. "Oh, Lord, the evil is so great that the earth will tremble with famine and sickness. Mother Russia will be lost." She shook him again. "Father, you must not talk like this. Alexei needs you." A calm overtook him. "Fear not, Mama. There is another vision. Salvation. This is the first time it has come to me. Oh, what a prophecy. I see it clearly." Moscow, the present. Tuesday, October 12th, 1:24 p.m. In 15 seconds, Miles Lord's life changed forever. He first saw the sedan, a dark blue Volvo station wagon, the tint so deep that it appeared black in the bright midday sun. He next noticed the front tires cutting right, weaving a path around traffic on busy Nikolskaya Prospekt. Then the rear window, reflective as a mirror, descended, and a distorted reflection of the surrounding buildings was replaced by a dark rectangle pierced by the barrel of a gun. Bullets exploded from the gun. He dived flat. Screams arose around him as he slammed onto the oily pavement. The sidewalk was packed with afternoon shoppers, tourists and workers, all now lunging for cover as lead raked a trail across the weathered stone of Stalinist-era buildings. He rolled over and looked up at Artemya Biely, his lunch companion. He'd met the Russian 2 days back and taken him to be an amicable young lawyer with the Justice Ministry. Lawyer to lawyer, they'd eaten dinner last night and breakfast this morning, talking of the new Russia and the great changes coming, both marveling at being part of history. His mouth opened to shout a warning, but before he could utter a sound, Biely's chest erupted, and blood and sinew splattered on the plate-glass window beyond. The automatic fire came with a constant rat-tat-tat that reminded him of old gangster movies. The plate glass gave way, and jagged shards crashed to the sidewalk. Biely's body crumpled on top of him. A coppery stench rose from the gaping wounds. The Volvo screeched to a stop. Car doors popped open, and 2 men sprang out, both armed with automatic weapons. They wore the blue and gray uniforms with red lapels of the militia, the police. Neither, though, sported the regulation gray caps with red brim. The man from the front seat had the sloped forehead, bushy hair, and bulbous nose of a Cro-Magnon. The man who slid from the rear was stocky, with a pockmarked face and dark, slicked-back hair. The man's right eye caught Lord's attention. The space between the pupil and eyebrow was wide, creating a noticeable droop, as if one eye was closed, the other open, and provided the only indication of emotion in an otherwise expressionless face. Droopy said to Cro-Magnon in Russian, "The damned Chornya survived." Did he hear right? Chornya, the Russian equivalent for nigger. His was the only black face he'd seen since arriving in Moscow 8 weeks ago, so he knew he had a problem. Cro-Magnon acknowledged the comment with a nod. The 2 men stood 30 yards away, and Lord wasn't about to wait around to find out what they wanted. He sprang to his feet and raced in the opposite direction. With a quick glance over his shoulder, he saw the 2 calmly crouch and ready themselves to shoot. An intersection loomed ahead, and he leaped the remaining distance, just as gunfire blasted from behind. Bullets strafed the stone, puffing cloudbursts into the chilly air. More people dived for cover. He sprang from the sidewalk and faced the Tolkuchki, a street market, lining the curb as far as he could see. "Gunmen! Run!" he screamed in Russian. A babushka, peddling dolls, understood instantly and shuffled to a nearby doorway, jerking tight a scarf around her weathered face. Half a dozen children hawking newspapers and Pepsis darted into a grocery. Vendors abandoned their kiosks and scattered like roaches. He darted ahead into the crowded Prospekt, traffic merely inching along and starting to congeal in the mayhem. A horn blared, and a braking taxi stopped just short of him. His bloodied hands came down hard on the hood. The driver continued to lean on the horn. He looked back and saw the 2 men with guns round the corner. The crowd parted, which provided a clear shot. He dived behind the taxi as bullets obliterated the checkered band on the driver's side. The horn stopped blaring. He raised up and stared into...
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it. at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.